I'm Jason Claybrook. I'm business development and marketing for Samsung's wireless enterprise here in North America. Our Wi-Fi is admittedly a little bit late to the market. We didn't start with 802.11a. We came in, the R&D for our Wi-Fi comes out of the same group that builds macro cellular networking equipment, LTE. We're on the cutting edge of CDMA way back in the day, the same group, and Samsung is well known for the amount of effort we put into R&D. I think in 2015 it was $18 billion alone in R&D. So there's kind of a natural progression when you start looking at how you densify coverage and building with LTE and the coming 5G product lines. Our Wi-Fi is really well built for voice and real-time traffic. It's really well built for mobility. We take a lot of lessons learned from our LTE deployments, and we put those algorithms in our Wi-Fi access points in our controllers. So you get a more seamless mobile roaming experience while you're in building or on the campus and in the coverage. We've introduced what we call an IoT access point that has integrated Bluetooth, low energy radios, and Zigbee radios for building automation.
I don't know of any other enterprise access point with Zigbee in it.
Yeah, Zigbee and BLE and Wi-Fi. So 802, that first iteration's 802.11ac Wave 1. We have Wave 2 access points. We have, if you were to show, well, I'll pick one up here. This is a 2x2 wall plate AP. It's AC. You can see the Ethernet ports here. Great power over Ethernet, and a USB port for BLE dongles. So it's great in your hospitality environments like the hotel we're staying in now, in-room coverage, or dorms, barracks, places like that.
The see-through one over here has some extra antennas in there. What do they do?
The extra antennas improve coverage, and there's a whip sensor built in so that it's constantly monitoring the air interface without going off channel. So you can go with or without, and we're actually getting quite a few requests this week to just start selling them with the clear cover for industrial design.
Yeah, I think it's a cool look.
Think of all the open ceilings that people have now without the ceiling tiles. It really blends in with that industrial design. Absolutely. So it'll be a product request coming here pretty soon.
It's not often you get to see the guts inside a
like
this.
It's a clean design. I can see the radios and antenna posts. We do internal and external antennas. So we're really, get the question a lot still. We introduced in the U.S. two and a half years ago. We still get the question, wow, I didn't know Samsung did Wi-Fi. But when you think about our phones, when you think about our macro cellular deployments, televisions, vacuum cleaners, everything's got a radio on it.
Absolutely.
So it naturally fits that we're going to be pretty good at this RF stuff, right?
Especially in the IoT space. You've got a lot of products coming out of your own.
Absolutely. The acquisition of SmartThings a year or so ago. So the things you could do in senior care, the things you could do in education, smart attendance, being able to automate attendance taking even with BYOD devices. You're saving teachers time, but even beyond that, if you look, a lot of states in America, the funding for public education is based on average daily attendance. So if I can improve my attendance records at a lower cost and automate all that, I'm actually pulling more money into my school district to put into teacher salaries, increase the number of teachers I have, the resources that we have to teach our children. So it really, beyond pure connectivity and knowing that students are coming in with their own devices, or we're issuing them a Chromebook or a tablet, being able to be really partners with the educators and the school board members and think about how we can improve their budget cycles. That's a really powerful thing that we could do with the applications we're putting into our access pods.
All right. And what about the control plane? You talked about it briefly before. What can you tell me about the controller system?
So I come from more of a carrier background in cellular networking, and our controller, we are a controller-based system. Our controller, we liken it a lot more to a base station controller in macro cellular networks. It gives us a lot of the intelligence to make sure that we're handing off appropriately and defining those parameters and moving the command and control with a thin client from the client device into the network where the real intelligence resides, so you can set the right parameters and make sure we're handing off. So, more and more you see people unified communication sessions, and they're calling voice over Wi-Fi. So voice over Wi-Fi, even on a carrier phone, is becoming a lot more ubiquitous. And eventually, the choice isn't going to be the end user. It's going to be, hey, what network is functioning best where I'm at right now? And that's the network we want to use. We do a great job. Our MOS scores stay above total quality 4.0 with more concurrent calls with our access points and our controllers combined, because we're from the voice side of the world. We make phones. We make macrocellular equipment and small cell radios, so we understand this voice thing pretty well. Real-time traffic, low latency, stuff that can't resend, and we're pretty proud of what we have.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate the time.
You bet. Thanks.